Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the session on Unlock Parenting. This is Dr. Ajit Samuel, your peak performance coach and trainer. Today, we will be looking at one of the most important aspects of every human being's life, that is success. A lot of us want to be successful. We all plan for success. We want to achieve a lot more than normally we achieve. But less than 0.5% people achieve whatever they plan for. What is it that makes them more successful than everybody else, even though all of them plan? There comes the most important part of success, that is mindset. Mindset is such a thing whether you achieve success because you believe you can. There is a very important quote on success. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. This is said by one of the famous Henry Ford. So, whatever we think we can or whether we think we can't, that is what makes us successful or not. So, do you believe that you can be successful? Or you believe that it may not be possible for you to be success? You have to take the decision. Those who believe they achieve success and come in the 0.5%, and those who do not come in the remaining 99.5%. Take this decision today. Where do you want to be? So, what are the 3 steps that you need to take to become successful? The first step is you have to take a self-audit on what exactly or where exactly you are with regard to the areas of your mindset. So first thing is that a lot of us want to be successful, but we hold a lot of negative mindset. So you have to take the audit on which areas of mindset is stopping you from achieving whatever your success. So ask yourself, what are the negative thoughts that you are having today? And how is it impacting your beliefs and actions? This is something that is very important. So you need to ask every day morning, what is that one thing that I have been doing all these days that is not making me achieve the success I deeply want to achieve? And then just don't trust your brain that, okay, this is what I know, this is what I should know. You should write that down. Then ask the next question, what is the next thing that is what is stopping you from success? Write that down. Don't use your judgment or your belief that you can remember in your mind. Write all this down. The third thing is that you also need to have a clear-cut idea. Okay, you know that there are so many negative thoughts and feelings that you have, but then you also need to have a clear-cut idea. How is it impacting your success vis-a-vis what you expect to be? So how do we know that? So you have to ask yourself, what do I want to achieve today? And then you need to ask, where am I today with regard to what I wish to achieve? And you need to find the gap. So how do you do the audit of mindset? The first thing is that identify one of the major factors we have negative mindset is the type of self-talk that we hold in our mind. The self-talk can be with regard to your knowledge. Many a times, even though we know, we say that we do not know, I don't know whether I can do it. Or skill sets, or we keep saying, I want to achieve this, I have the knowledge, but I don't have the skill set to achieve this. The third thing we ask is that I want to be successful, but I am not sure that I will be successful. The fourth thing is that I want to be a lot more rich than what I am, but then we don't know whether we will be able to achieve. See, every time we put our feelings of success with regard to what we could ideally do, this not is always stopping the cannot and can. These are 2 important aspects of how much success you achieve. When you say I can do this, the chances of your success becomes a lot more than when you believe deeply in the heart I cannot. So ask yourself, do you have a can mindset or you have a cannot mindset? It is up to you to decide where do you want to do. Now, when you decide that when you ask yourself, I told you what are the kind of thinking you have, I can or cannot. So check in with your feelings. How is this can or cannot affecting your feelings? What's the next one? So then you need to introspection. If this is not affecting, if this is affecting me, how is it that it is going to affect? You have to reflect on it. Now, once all this is done, you need to make a document out of this. Don't you have to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the kind of thought process I had today. This is the kind of thought process which I believe that I should change. This is the thought process I believe that I need to adapt or adopt. And then accordingly, you need to make that and prioritize which is the first thing that you want to do during that day, and then start with that first thing. And always remember, when you have 10 things to do and you have prioritized it, don't believe too much in your capabilities to achieve everything at one go. Anything and everything, even with mindset, takes time. Everything and anything needs space. So don't ever multitask and do 2 or 3 things at a time, because that is a sure shot failure, that your mindset will remain where it is and you are bound to become a great failure than the success you believe that you could be. So always remember, the first thing of mindset change is you have to single task every one of that 10 or 15 things that you are written out that you need to change in your mindset, and start with the first one. Once you finish the first one, only that you do the next one. And just like, because that you are 15 and you feel that you have got 24 hours, don't think that you have all the time. Anything and everything you are written, you also should give a deadline. If I have to change this mindset, I am going to do this in 5 hours or 6 hours or 10 days. Don't say that I have eternity and I'm going to live 100 years, so I will change when I can. That is one reason, as Indians, we still keep saying, Hum honge kamyab ek din, we shall overcome one day. In mindset change or in your personal success, hum honge kamyab ek din will not work. You need to say, today, now, I need to change. And when you make that decision, you should be persistent in continuously believing and doing that till you become successful. And once you believe that you are successful, only then you move to the next thing in your list. And I'm not saying that because you are 10, you have to do 10 days, you do the 10 things. In a day, you have to have a schedule, you have to have a plan. And according to that plan, you get that small success every day. And over a period of time, you feel that you are doing a lot more than what you are ideally believe that you could do. The next thing that we need to look at success is, once you know that these are my negative points, once you know that your negative points and these are where your mindset is negative, you should look at how, just because saying that I am wrong, I am not able to do, I cannot do, is not going to help you. That is become a kind of a victim mentality. Being a victim never helps you to become successful the way you envisage yourself. So you need to ask yourself, how can I reframe and focus my mindset on the success? You have to focus on the moment. You should not worry about what happened yesterday. You should not worry about what is going to happen tomorrow. You should focus on the moment, that is today and now. So you should, if I am saying I cannot do this, you have to say I can. If I said I am not able to do, you have to reframe that I am going to do. And once you reframe your talks, and you know that what is the common dialogues that you have within yourself, because end of the day, mindset is not about what people talk to you, it's about what talk to yourself. That is what we call in the field of psychology the inner dialogues. And invariably your success depends upon the inner dialogues that you have with yourself. So once you say that I am saying many a times I cannot, reframe that I can study more, I can be a better parent, I can be a much better teacher than I am going to be, I can be a better person or a better husband or a better wife that I have been till yesterday. When you start believing that I can, your whole life start changing, and that's when miracles start happening in your life. So we come back to the next point of that. So now once you have written down whatever you are supposed to from negative, so you know that you are talking a lot of negative inner dialogues. Once you reframe it to a positive or the positive focus, you should stop, you should write it down on a paper. This is the most important part of habit change or the mindset change. You should write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the kind of negative talks I have been doing. And then you should write it down on a big sheet of paper and post it at a place where you can see it every time. So every time that kind of mind habits die hard, irrespective of the fact that you have been, irrespective of the act you have been saying that I want to change, that habits come flooding back, and you may tend to do that unless there is a kind of a trigger to make that happen. So that is the piece of paper when you write your 15 thoughts, reframe from negative to a positive and put it in a place where you can see just the way I'm looking at you. So when I cannot look at it, I can. And over a period of repeatedly seeing it, your mindset start changing slowly. And over a period of time, you realize that you can do a lot more things. You look at a lot more things in the can mindset than cannot mindset. So, how this paper written down, once you decide that these are the 10 or 15 dialogues I do predominantly every day, look at that 15 things, reframe it, write it on a paper, and every time the cannot mindset come into your mind, look at the I can, and slowly you, and unknowingly, it goes into your subconscious and you start behaving in ways of a champion. There's a reason why this subconscious and conscious, because a lot of our logical decisions are done by our conscious. But then conscious has got its limitation. Most of our success comes from what is programmed in the subconscious. So if you want to change your mindset, you have to reprogram your subconscious mind, the autopilot under which you operate. And for that, you need to have this reframing done repeatedly over a period of time, what we call the habit change. So that is the second part of it. Now the third aspect of it is going to be, it is not just enough that you have reframed your thought processes and your inner dialogues. You, once you say that I am going to do this, I can do this, I can do this, always try to visualize the success you are. One of the basic things of peak performance management that has been taught across the globe is, even if you don't know, you have to act as if you are a success. You have to act as if you are success. That is why they say fake it till you make it. This is very, very important. Maybe you believe that you cannot. The moment you start believing and start thinking, you visualize. That's what movies do, you know. Why do we see movies? Because we see a lot of things we wish we ideally could do. But when we see the hero talking that, we start identifying with the hero and start thinking that we are doing all that impossible task, and that's why movies become super success they are. So the final tip of change, reframing and refocus our mindset into positive mindset is, you need to have that visual imagery which says that act as if you are a success, or what we say, fake it till you make it. Now, the last part of success is, this is a very critical aspect. Whom we associate a lot of time, whom we associate a lot of time depends upon how successful or failure you are. Okay, you have the right thinking, or you have the right inner dialogues framed on the piece of paper. You also visualize that you are a success. But if you are going to be associated with people who always said you cannot do this, Mr. John, or you cannot do Rohan what you believe or you say that you are doing, actually it is going to make you a more failure than the success you visualize and prepared for. So always keep away from people who pull you down. This is what is called the mastermind alliance. Mastermind alliance is that two or more minds is all looking at the same thing in the same positive way is better than one mind trying to achieve great success. Masterminds alliance is the biggest part of how successful or how failure you are going to be in life. So how do you find this mastermind alliance? The first thing of making a mastermind alliance or finding people who can help you to achieve success is you need to go seek and find out where success events have been happening. It can be a seminar, it can be a conference, it can be a training, it can be a workshop. However difficult for you to be to reach that place or how much cost it incur, it always say that the sacrifices you make to attend the success conferences or success events ensure that you have an opportunity to mix with people who have your similar thought processes. And when you meet these people and when your thoughts align, that is when 1 plus 1 becomes 3 instead of 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. So find events where success is being talked about. Find events where success is being practiced. Find events where success is being talked. Find events where success is being acted upon. And there you find people of your similar thought process or people who are even better than you. And when you get together with them, you create a mastermind alliance. That is the first step of finding mastermind alliances. Now, second thing, once you know people, ask them, do they do any event or activity of their own? And take your time and effort to go visit them and stay with them, work with them, live with them, and get involved. And then your mind slowly align with them. And when together you align, you reach greater heights than you normally thought would be able to do in life. And the last one, the ultimate stage of success is that the first thing you went to success events, found people who want to be successful. Second, you went to people who do their own events and learned on how they do it. And the final success of your mindset shift come when you feel that you are capable of doing things on your own and invite all the friends you have met at the success events and the events conducted by them and invite them to come and attend your own success event. And when you together work and grow and win together, that is when ultimately you know that your mindset has changed and you are cultivated towards yourself to achieve greater things in life that normally people feel that is impossible. Always remember, nothing is impossible. It's your mind that makes you or breaks you from achieving whatever greatness that you are supposed to do that. So there are three things that we discussed on the three major steps of success. First is find the dialogues that you have within yourself and audit it thoroughly. Just auditing is not enough. You once you find that these are the negative mindset talks or inner dialogues that you have that you making me negative, write it down, document it, prioritize it, and then take the time and effort. Wherever you are saying I cannot, I don't, I will not, make it I can, I do, I will, and write it on a big cardboard and stick it at a place where you can see always. So every time the negative thought creeps in, make a conscious effort to look at that board and immediately change your not into yes, your no into an yes. And slowly, steadily, when you do that, you feel that you are becoming a lot more successful with your mind shift than you thought was possible. So the first thing is audit yourself, accept that this is what I am and this is what I want to be and this is the kind of efforts I am going to take. And when you commit to that and persist with that, that is when you feel that you are slowly moving to a 0.5% of super success. End of the day, believe it is not the skills, it is not the knowledge, it is not the money, it is not the wealth, or it is not the fame that makes you a positive person. It is the shift in your mind that from I cannot to I can. That is when your mindset shift, you the right mind you cultivate, and that's when you achieve great success for yourself and also your family. So now if you how you can write it in your chat box, I am basically more of a person who basically answers questions than basically come into a program and talk. And this is my first time doing a virtual program with multiple monitors and multiple cameras. And I like all of you, this is the first time doing this because I am a kind of a on stage person. And virtually when I do it, when I have to press this button or that button, I basically get confused. It's like you learning how to drive the car. Suddenly you know everything. This is the brake, this is the accelerator, and this is the clutch. But when the panic strikes in, you press the accelerator in front of instead of the brake, and you know what exactly happens. So the first time, but then all the same, whether it's my first time or is my the 10th time, I do not matter. It's you that matters. So if you have any specific questions on how you want to you have a problem with your mindset shift, you can alwac write it in your chat box, and I will be more than willing to help you with specific suggestions that is specific to your socio-economic background and your emotional background. Because every person, there is a saying that to each his own. हर आदमी का अपना अपना कुछ सोच विचार है, उसके हिसाब से आपको बदलाव लाना पड़ेगा। जैसे मेरे को होता है वैसे आपको करना मैं बोले तो होगा नहीं। इसलिए राइट टू अस, ईदर यू कैन राइट इन द चैट बॉक्स और यू कैन जनरली tell whatever feedback mechanisms that Swiss schools have for you. We will be more than willing to help you achieve the mind shift and ultimately the success so you so deeply deserve. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for next week. Billy Broad George will be doing as a regular. Today he was busy occupied with something. He was not unable to come. So that's why I just came in. And I thank you for all being with us during this evening. You know, you could do a lot of things on a Friday evening. You still took the time and effort to come to attend this program. Thank you very much and wishing you all success in your mind shift. This is Ajit Samuel signing off. Thank you and